Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Bill Smith, manager of the Northern New Jersey region here at auction.com. Welcome to our Ocean, Middlesex, and Monmouth County pre-auction online review. Today, we're going to look at about 20 properties from these three counties coming to sheriff's sale in the next coming week. Again, I have my expert panel here, facilitated and moderated by Mr. Luis Leyva from Culture Estates. So without further ado, let's get started. Luis?
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to give you a short presentation on the properties that are going to sheriff's sale within the next few weeks. We're going to teach you how to make an educated decision on these properties without having to step foot inside. We're going to navigate them just like if you were a seasoned investor or if you're been in this business for a long time. So we're going to give you all the tips and all the pitfalls too that you could possibly see. So hopefully you get a lot out of this presentation today. And I want to start by introducing our panel all the way to my left with for First Equity. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so my name is Corey Anderson. I'm with First Equity Funding. We're out of Wall Township, New Jersey. I'm the lender at the table. And typically we provide the creative financing needed to take down these type of properties. If you try to go to a conventional bank, it's almost impossible to get a loan on a property that doesn't have a kitchen or a roof. So we'll lend some of the purchase money, typically 80 to 90%, and 100% of the rent on to get the property stabilized and either fix and flip it or refinance as a rental.
Yes, hello everyone. I'm Jim Tharp from Jersey Strong Construction. We're out of Greenbrook, New Jersey. We're a full-service construction company. We work with a lot of investors. We help our investors evaluate the properties. And then once they acquire the properties, to the design work, and we do everything from the basement to the roof.
My name is Greg Petrowski. I'm from Fortune Title Agency. We are a full-service title agency based out of Roseland. We do all of New Jersey and Pennsylvania, specializing in foreclosure work. So this is really what we specialize in. But we also do commercial residential. I'll be walking you through the title on each one of these properties and letting you know if it's clear or not, and kind of walking through some things you may have to look out for when you're looking at these properties.
Thank you, gentlemen. And I'm Luis Leyva. I'm the CEO and broker of Culture Estate. We specialize in foreclosure real estate and anything to do with distressed properties. So we're going to start our presentation now with our first property. First one today is in Middlesex County. The location is 37 Stony Road West in Edison. This is a nice ranch style home with approximately 1,568 square feet. Okay, the information we found on this property with the data we were able to dig up stated that this home is obviously single family with the correct square footage that we previously mentioned, 1,568. It does have garage parking. It's located near public and private schools, so that's always a good for families. The property was built back in 1951, and it's located near, I can't pronounce this park. It's Papapani Park. I think that's how you say it. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that park. And the taxes are around $6,880 per year. This home, after repairs, could be resold for $370,000. You may want to budget $60,000 for repairs, and your rent for this home could be as high as $2,600 per month.
All right, the title on this property seems to be clear. The one thing you do have to look out for on all of these properties, and you hear me say this over and over and over again, is check your taxes. On any sheriff's sale, you're going to be liable for all outstanding taxes, whether it be 1 quarter, 2 quarters, a year, 2 years. So you really have to factor that into what you plan on bidding on the property. So if the property is running a little over almost $7,000 a year, make sure you call up the town or municipality and find out exactly what's owed. When you call them, they have to let you know what's owed on it. So just make sure you do your diligence on that end. Other than that, title's clear. There's a first mortgage on the property.
Yes, on this property, when we reviewed it, we found the exterior of the house and garage both to have vinyl siding that was in above average condition. The aluminum wrap and rake boards and fascia boards on the windows and trim were new. The gutters and leaders all look new and good condition. The windows look to be newer replacements. The garage door was in above average condition, looked new. And the roof looks to be a newer timberline type roof. Overall, the property was in above average condition, and there was no visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
And for a few of these properties, I'll just give you a quick loan scenario. With this one, assuming if you bought it for 240, would consider this a light rehab because the repair estimate is less than half of the purchase price. So for a newer investor, for lending 80% on the property, we'd be able to fund $192,000 of that $240,000 purchase. For a more experienced investor, we could potentially go up to 90%, which would be $216,000 on the purchase.
Okay. Our next property now is located at 2907 Norwood Avenue in South Plainfield. This home, if you look into our next slide, this home is a single family ranch. There is garage parking available and it's located near a really good school. It's rated an 8. It's John F. Kennedy Elementary School and the high school is rated a 7. So this is a good town to invest in. The taxes on this property are approximately $7,148 per year. And this home can be resold for approximately $370,000 when it's renovated in good condition. You may want to budget $60,000 for repairs and you can get up to $2,600 in rent for this home.
And it seems that there's first mortgage on the property. So title seems to be clear. The only thing, like I said, you have to worry about, make sure you file those taxes.
The exterior of this house was found to be in excellent condition with a new vinyl siding. The windows look to be new replacements and new garage door. The roof looked to be a new timberline type roof in excellent condition. There was no visual signs or repairs needed to the exterior.
All right, our next property now is 5304 Emerson Street in Piscataway, New Jersey. This is a large home, approximately 3,060 square feet on 1/3 of an acre. Let's go ahead into our next slide and see what other information we were able to find. Okay, so this property is 4 bedroom, 2.5 bathrooms. There is garage parking available. It has a large country style kitchen with updated appliances, fully landscaped lot with half a basketball court, which is better than no basketball court. Taxes on this one are $9,471 per year. The after repair value on this home could be as high as $375,000. You want to budget $65,000 for repairs, and you can get at least $2,800 per month on this property for rent.
All right, and what I'm looking at here, we just pretty much have a first mortgage, so it doesn't seem to be anything crazy going on with title. And like I always say, check your taxes.
This house we found it had aluminum siding that was in good condition. The roof was in average condition. The windows looked to be older replacements in decent shape. And all the aluminum trim was in good shape. And the garage doors were in average condition.
Good. Next property now is 310 Hancock Street in South Plainfield. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next slide and see what other information we were able to find. So in this particular home, we were able to figure out that it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. There is garage parking available on this home. The home was built in 2003 and has central air conditioning and heat. Taxes are approximately $8,736 per year. This home can be resold for just shy of $300,000. You may want to budget somewhere around $50,000 for repairs, and the home can be rented for $2,400 per month.
And title on this property seems to be pretty clear. You just have the first mortgage on the property. Other than that, make sure you check those taxes.
The exterior of this house is in excellent condition. Looks like it had been recently renovated with new vinyl siding. Windows look to be new replacements. All the rake boards and fascia boards are wrapped with aluminum. The roof looks to be above average condition. The garage door is in like new condition, and there was no visual signs of needed repairs to the exterior.
All right, our next property now is 7 Tinker Court in Howell. This home is approximately 1,900 square feet. When we jump to our next slide, we're able to find out that this home has 4 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. There is garage parking. The master bath has a new sink and vanity with a light bar. So it looks like it was recently updated. Also has central air conditioning, forced hot air, and the taxes on this one are approximately $6,724 per year. The home can be resold for approximately $325,000 when it's in good condition. Budget $55,000 for repairs, and your rent on this one could be around $2,400 per month.
All right, your title seems to be clear on this. There's a first mortgage on the property. That's about it. Just make sure you check those taxes.
The overall condition of this house was in average condition. The exterior of the house had brick facade on the bottom half of the front. The rest of the house is vinyl siding. They're both in average condition. The roof was a 3-tab roof in average condition, and there was no other visual signs that needed repairs.
And all these loan scenarios have been pretty much the same. This one's a particularly pretty decent deal. Assuming all these numbers are the correct numbers and you bought the property at $211,000, it would have to appraise for $234,000 or more. So if that appraised value is $325,000, there's, it's a pretty good margin.
Okay, our next property now is 73 Alea Avenue in Middletown. This home is approximately 1,612 square feet. On our next slide, we are able to find out that this home does have driveway parking, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, new appliances, 2 fireplaces. It's close to the ferry for commuting to Manhattan, which is also always a plus. And the taxes are approximately $6,508 per year. This home can be resold for around $390,000 when it's in good condition. The repair budget on this could be somewhere around $60,000, and the rent is as high as $2,700 per month.
All right, title on this is pretty cut and dry. It's first mortgage. Other than that, make sure you call on those taxes.
The exterior of this house has vinyl siding in above average condition. The windows look to be older vinyl replacements in good condition. The roof was a timberline type roof in above average condition, and there was no other visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
Our next property now is 33 Starlight Road in Howell. This home is just over 2,000 square feet. From the old MLS data, we were able to pull up that this home is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, split-level home, 2-car garage, as you can see, and the home is 2,017 square feet, located near a public and private school, so it's good for families. And the taxes on this one are $8,035 per year. The home can be resold for approximately $380,000 after repairs. Budget $65,000 for those repairs, and you can get as much as $2,800 in rent if you choose to go that way.
And title on this property, once again, there's just a first mortgage on it. A little bit of a mortgage history on it, but everything looks like it was rolled into the first. Other than that, make sure you check your taxes.
The overall exterior of this house was found to be in average condition, has vinyl siding and timberline type roof, and the windows look to be in decent condition. And this house actually was vacant too.
Vacant, that's good. Awesome. Our next property is 149 Chestnut Street in Red Bank. This home is approximately 1,640 square feet. Jumping into our next slide, we are able to confirm that this home has 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. It is 1,640 square feet. It does have driveway parking, located near public and private schools. The property was built in 2007, and the taxes are $8,413 a year. This home can be resold for $460,000. The repair estimate on this is somewhere around $60,000, and the rent range on this one's $3,300 per month. Now, let me just say the Red Bank is a really great town, especially for anyone with raising children. Great school district, and the town is just a really great place to live. So I think that this one's gonna probably get a lot of activity.
All right, and on the honestly on the history of this, the only mortgage on it's the first mortgage. It looks like the actual mortgage that was taken out to either build or buy the property. That's literally about it. So just make sure you call on those taxes.
This house was built in 2007, and it looks like it was kept well maintained. Everything was in excellent condition: the vinyl siding, the roof, the windows, and all the other exterior features were in excellent condition.
All right, our next property now is 24 Pittsfield Road in Howell Township. This home is just over 2,000 square feet and on a third of an acre. On our next slide, we're able to confirm that this is a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage. It does have a fireplace in the living room and an in-ground pool with a newer liner and a koi pond. Newer timberline roof, and looks like the house is well kept. So the taxes on this one are $8,775 per year. The home can be resold for $375,000 when it's in good condition. Budget $60,000 for repairs, and you can get as much as $2,800 in rent if you decide to go that route.
And title seems to be clear on this property. There's a little bit of a mortgage history on it, but it seems to be that they're foreclosing on the first mortgage. Other than that, make sure you call and check on those taxes.
The exterior of this house has vinyl siding, which was in above average condition. The roof is a newer timberline type roof in new condition. The windows look to be decent, vinyl replacements. Above all, the house was found to be in excellent, well-maintained condition, and there was no visual signs of repairs needed.
Okay, our next property now is 3145 Creek Road in Toms River. This home is just over 2,000 square feet. On our next slide, we're not able to confirm too much information on it, but we were able to confirm the square footage. It does have parking. It's located near parks, public schools, and good for some people, which is bodies of water if you're into that kind of stuff. It could be a really nice summer home for someone. This home can be resold for approximately $405,000 if it's in good condition. And if you do need to make updates or repairs to the inside of this home, it could cost you around $65,000. This home could also be rented for $3,000, or it could be rented seasonally, probably for a lot more than that. So this one is a pretty good house. Looks like it probably would sell at the sale as well. Okay.
Title seems to be clear. The only thing you can see on this is the current mortgage is owed on it is for a couple of bucks. So you might see the bank trying to bid on this one. Other than that, make sure you just call and check on those taxes.
The exterior of this property is found to be in a well-maintained and excellent condition, and most likely was renovated after Sandy because everything looks pretty much new. It does sit on the bay. The front of the house is stucco finish with a lot of detailed design on it. All the windows look to be new. Remaining of the house is vinyl siding, and the roof is a new roof. The landscape on the property was well maintained, and the driveway is paver stone.
All right, next property now is 4 Sycamore Drive in Little Egg Harbor. This home is approximately 1,886 square feet. We also have more information on this one. It states that it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath on 0.23 acres. Let's see if our MLS data confirms that info. So it is a 3-bedroom. It does have 2.5 baths, and it's in really good condition. The place, I guess this home is part of an association because there is a clubhouse and a pool. It has a new kitchen, laminate flooring, 2 pull-down attics for storage, and you have a 2-car garage as well. Taxes on this home are $5,122. The home can be resold for approximately $305,000 when it's in good condition. Budget $50,000 for repairs, and the rent on this could be around $2,300 a month. Now, I'm not sure if this home is part of an association. I know you might have info on
It
that.
didn't pop up on mine, but it may be. I mean, if there's a clubhouse, then I end up. Well, that's shared. I would say probably as part of an association, which brings me into another little talk I'm going to do. So the title seems to be clear on this property. The one thing you do have to worry about on properties like this is homeowner associations, which we call HOAs, and condo associations. They're both treated a little bit differently. On HOAs, it really depends on how things are filed, whether or not you actually owe anything towards the HOA when it's in foreclosure. Or on condo associations, you really need to call and find out exactly what they're paying a month, because you could owe up to 6 months. That's the max you can owe, but you may owe up to 6 months. You may owe nothing. It really depends. So you really have to do a little bit of research and find out what's paid per month, so you can kind of figure that into also what you want to bid. Other than that, just make sure you call in the taxes for this.
All right, the exterior of this house was found as have vinyl siding on it in average condition. Roof is an older roof and is in fair condition. Overall, the house is average condition. There was no visual signs of major repairs needed to the exterior.
And I'll just mention with this property, again, assuming the numbers are correct, if it was purchased at 200,000 and we lended 85% of the purchase, that'd be 170,000. Now, if you add in the rent, that's a total loan amount of 220,000 for this property. Would have to appraise for 314,000 or more if we were to lend the full amount. So just keep in mind, once the appraisals come back, that's typically when lenders kind of make their decision on what they can lend. And if it came back at 300,000, they may haircut the leverage a little bit.
Our next property now is 44 Banbury Avenue, Manchester, New Jersey. This home is just over 1,000 square feet, 2 bedrooms and 2 baths. Let's go ahead and see what other information we were able to pull up. All right, so it's confirmed that it's a single family ranch with garage parking, 2 beds and 2 baths. The home is in need of appliances according to the previous MLS listing, new flooring and paint. Property has a private backyard. It's in a quiet location and taxes are $2,651 per year. The home can be resold for approximately $195,000 and it may need as much as $42,000 in renovations. The home can then be rented for about $1,200 per month.
All right, and title seems to be pretty clear on this, just the first mortgage, just make sure you call on those taxes.
Overall, the house was found to be in well-maintained condition. The siding of the house was above average. The roof was in average condition and there was no visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
All right, our next property now is 2 Valencia Street. I'm not sure what BER stands for, but Tom's River, New Jersey. This home is a ranch style home with 1,092 square feet, 2 bedrooms and 1 bath. Let's go ahead and see what other information we were able to pull up. So it is a 2 bedroom with 1 bath. There's garage parking available. The home does have central air and heat. It has newer windows, plush carpeting. I don't know if you're into that. And it has a sprinkler system as well. That's odd for a single family with a new pump. Well, sprinkler system for the lawn. Okay, so I was a little confused on that. All right. It has new siding as well, vinyl siding, and the home is 1,092 square feet. Taxes on this one are very low, $2,224 per year. The home can then be resold for $165,000 after it's repaired. Budget $30,000 for those renovations, and then you can get about $1,200 in rent for this one as well.
Title on this property seems to be pretty clear. Get the first mortgage on it. Other than that, make sure you call on those taxes.
This house is vinyl siding that was new condition. The windows look like they were new replacements. The exterior trim is wrapped with aluminum. It was all in above average condition. The roof is also in above average condition, and overall, the house was well maintained and in above average condition.
All right, next property now is 5 Dolphin Way in Waretown. This home is a ranch style home with approximately 816 square feet. It's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath on 0.28 acres. Let's go ahead and see what other information we pulled up. So this home does appear to be 4 bedrooms, 2 and 1/2 baths. There's driveway parking available. The home has newer cherry kitchen cabinets and new bathroom, cozy fireplace, hardwood floors, and a brand new roof. And taxes are $2,490 per year. This home can be resold for approximately $180,000. The repair on this one could be around $30,000, and you can get about $1,400 in rent on this property.
And title on this property does seem to be clear. There's your first and second mortgage, but other than that, make sure you call on those taxes.
The siding on this house was wood shake siding in average condition. The roof is a new timberline roof in excellent condition, and there was no visual signs of repairs needed.
All right, our next property now is 169 Colonial Drive in Lakewood. Nice big ranch. This home is composed of 1,492 square feet. Not sure about the bedroom count on this one, but it says it's a 1-bedroom, 2-bath. Lot size is 0.32 acres. Let's go ahead and see what we found. The information we pulled up on the MLS states that this home is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage. There is parking available. It has newer windows and carpet. It is a private location, and the taxes on this one are $7,290 per year. The after repair value of this home is somewhere around $315,000. Budget $52,500 for repairs, and you can get about $2,400 of rent for this property.
And title on this property seems to be clear. Just make sure you call on those taxes.
Siding on this house is vinyl siding in average condition. All the trim, soffits, and fascia boards are wrapped in aluminum in average condition. The roof looks to be a new timberline type roof in excellent condition, and there was no visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
Next property now is 46 Sabina Street in Toms River, also known as Berkeley, I believe. This home is approximately 1,232 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and let's see what we have on our other slide. There is garage parking available in this home. It's 1,232 square feet, confirmed location near public schools and private academy. Built back in 1985, and the taxes on this one are also very low, $2,489 per year. This home can be resold for approximately $180,000. The budget for construction is around $30,000, and the rent range on this one's about $1,400 per month.
And title also seems to be clear on this one. There's a first and second mortgage on the property. Second mortgage is really isn't for too much money. Just make sure you call on those taxes.
The overall condition of this house is found to be in average condition with vinyl siding. Roof is in decent shape. The windows look to be recent replacements, and there was no visual signs of repairs needed to the exterior.
And I'm pretty sure this property is actually located in a 55 and older community, judging by the street name. I just know the area. If that's the case, typically these are hard money loans or commercial loans. So we're always closing in an LLC for the property. These scenarios might be the only time we allow to close in personal name. And that's because a lot of these communities don't really like LLCs buying properties. So that's just something to kind of keep in mind when in these areas.
Great information, Corey.
Thank you, Gord. He doesn't talk much, but when he does, it's good stuff. All right, our next property now is 1806 Breckenridge Place in Toms River. This is a condo unit, it's a rather large one at 1,216 square feet, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. So let's go ahead and see what other information we found. Okay, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom is what was confirmed on the MLS. There is parking, reserved parking spaces available for it. It's move-in condition. Amenities include a pool, tennis court, playground. Taxes on this are approximately $3,394 a year. The home can be resold for $150,000 if it's in good condition or when it's in good condition. You may want to budget $25,000 for renovations, and your rent on this one could be around $1,200 per month.
All right, and title seems to be pretty clear on this property, but once again, this is a condo, so you always got to do your due diligence. Make sure you find out what's owed per month on the towards the condo dues, and make sure you call and find out because you may be liable for up to 6 months of condo dues.
The exterior of the condo unit itself was found to be in well-maintained condition, as was the rest of the complex.
All right, our next property now is 744 South River Drive in Forked River. This home is approximately 1,800 square feet, really large ranch with 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, and it's sitting on 0.44 acres. Our MLS data tells us that this is confirmed to be a single family with 3 beds, 2 baths, 2-car garage. There is parking available, as you can see. It also has a custom spa room, hot tub on the backyard deck, an in-ground pool built back in 2000. Taxes are $6,099 per year. The home can be resold for $390,000. The repair budget on it is $65,000, and the rent you can get for this home is around $2,700 per month.
Title-wise, there's actually not much information on here. I do have, it looks like back a little ways back, there was a first mortgage on the property. Obviously, there's still a mortgage on the property. So I can't really comment on the title of this property, but just make sure you call and check on those taxes.
Yeah, the exterior of this house was found to be in above average condition, and we found no visual signs or repairs needed to the exterior.
Okay, our next property now, 76 Yale Drive in Lakewood. This home is another ranch home with 1,220 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, sitting on 0.29 acres. On our next slide, we're able to pull up some information as well. This states that it's a 3 bedroom, 1 bath, so that's confirmed. There is garage parking available. It's located near both public and private schools. This is listed as a short sale on the MLS, so that could mean that you may have some availability to see the home before it goes to sheriff sale, and if you contact a real estate agent. There was a comment on the MLS that stated that a squatter took residence in this property, so be very careful with that. Yeah, they do have tenant rights. If you try to get them out, you'd have to go through the same process as evictions. The taxes in this home are $6,396 per year. The home can be resold for $245,000 when in good condition. You need to budget at least $45,000 for repairs, and the rent range on this home is around $2,000 per month.
All right, the title on this property seems to be pretty clear. Give the first, and looks like there's a second mortgage on the property. Other than that, make sure you call on those taxes.
Yeah, the exterior siding on this house needs to be power washed and could use some paint. The windows look to be older vinyl replacements, and the roof is a 3-tab in fair condition and may need to be replaced.
All right, our next property now is 28 Shore Avenue in Stafford, New Jersey. This home is approximately 2,871 square feet. This home is composed of 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, and sitting on 1/3 of an acre. On our next slide, we're able to confirm that this home is 2,871 square feet. It does have garage parking. Located near MAT Elementary School with a 9-star rating. Property was built back in 2005, and the taxes are $7,815 per year. The home can be resold easily for $325,000 when it's in good condition. If you do need to make interior renovations to this home, it could cost you around $55,000. And if you decide to rent this home, it can fetch up to $2,600 in rent.
And title's pretty straightforward on this one. It's clear first mortgage. Just make sure you call and check on those taxes.
The exterior of this house was found to be well maintained. The roof, siding, windows all looked in above average condition, and there was no visual signs or repairs needed to the exterior of the property.
And just again, with this property, the appraisal on this one is really going to dictate what a lender can lend on it. So to back into the numbers, if assuming they're correct, if it's purchased at $216,000, if we're given 85% leverage, we'd be lending $183,000 on the property. You add in the reno, that's a total loan amount of $238,000. So if we're lending up to 70% of the after repair value, it would have to appraise for $340,000 or more. So it really depends on where it comes in, in that range once the appraisal is done.
Great. I think we had a really nice selection of properties to review this week, guys, in those 3 counties. Everything looked really good and viable to me. Once again, thank you, guys. We're going to move on now to the next segment of this program, Q&A from our viewing audience.
Sorry, now? Okay.
Louis, can you put your apple down?
Apple, sure.
Yeah, thanks. Just want full visual.
No, we're done. We're good.
Go for it.
You got it? All right, let's make sure we get our social media. Now we're good. Nice. You guys are gonna be famous. All right, perfect. All right, so our first question. What are the most important things to look for on a title report? That question obviously will be
All right. So that's a pretty loaded question, to be honest with you. When you get your title report, it depends on what you're doing. The investor reports that we offer, they're very affordable. And it's a present owner search. So it'll give you a list of all the liens that are currently against the property. But the big thing you're looking for on your title report is to see which liens are, how many liens are on the property, how many mortgages are against the property. You know, make sure you're actually bidding on the first mortgage and not the second mortgage. Because that really does change things up. If you buy the second mortgage, which doesn't happen often at a sheriff's sale, you still have to pay back the first mortgage. So you want to make sure the person's in first lien position that's being foreclosed on. And the only other things you really got to look at is making sure your title actually matches what your transfer rate shows. And your transfer rate is really what gives you an idea of whether or not the foreclosure is done properly, and make sure that everyone was named and served correctly. So all the liens we see on the report should also be named on the transfer abstract that shows who was actually named and served for the foreclosure.
Okay, next question. How to check the taxes owed on the property? Greg, I'll leave that one up to you as well. And might as well say the third question. Will title companies insure foreclosed properties? So I'll start with this.
So I'll start with the third question, actually.
Okay.
It's the easiest one. Yes, we will. There are some circumstances where it may get a little hairy, but 99% of the time we will insure. Now, checking taxes is really two ways to do it. You can either hire a title company like ourselves to run a search for you, or you can literally call the municipality. When you call them up, you'll give them the property address to let you know exactly what's owed and if there's any other tax liens against the property. So those are really the two easiest ways to do it.
Okay. Next question is, how can I find regulations and best practices on rental properties? Okay, so every city has a housing department. If you wanted to figure out if you're doing things correctly or by the book, you could always contact them. If not, you could always reach out to a local realtor that's been doing business for more than 5 years. They should be able to tell you what to be careful with and what things to do. Always the best practices for these rental properties would be make sure you're renting to the right person. So screen them. I've made a mistake several times of judging people only by their character or how they seem to be in the beginning, and then just to find out that they're the worst possible tenant anyone could have ever asked for. So always screen a person, no matter how well qualified they appear to be. That would be my biggest suggestion. And then if you have a property that you're buying from a sheriff's sale and it's already coming with tenants, obviously you want to lay down the law right away. You want to let them know that whatever the previous owner did is not what you do. You have a own set of guidelines, own set of rules. Make sure that they abide by those. And if you're going to need to get rid of those tenants for one reason or another, I would suggest contacting Joseph Gachko, talking to him about what can be done on that. He's our panelist. He's not here today, but he's our attorney. So if anyone needs more information on that, please reach out to him. All right, our next question, is there a way to determine if if it is an owner or a renter that is living in a house when it's going to foreclosure? Okay, I'll take this one as well. The only way to really tell if it's a tenant or an owner living in that house, number one would be to find out if that property is listed, and if it is, reach out to the listing agent, ask them who is living in that property, get the information from them. That's the easiest way to do it. Next step would be, if you can't get someone to confirm that information for you, would be to actually go to the property, knock on the door, introduce yourself, and see what the situation is with them. Maybe they're willing to work something out with you. Maybe they're scared that they might get kicked out on the street, and you just want somebody to come there and give them some type of information. If it's the previous owner, then you want to do is talk to them as well, give them the options to move out either on their own, or maybe you want to give them some money to get out of there quicker. But just always try to find out what their intentions are before you offer any money at all, because they could be moving on their own and you may not have to spend a dime. So the only way to really confirm is going there yourself, and you may not always catch them there the first time. So speak to the mailman, speak to the neighbor, speak to anyone that you could possibly find, and then you'll be able to make that decision much easier. Okay. Next question. In a cash for key scenario, is a document required to make the arrangement? Okay. Corey, you want to take that question? Cash for key scenario. Have you heard about investors doing that?
Not really. Suggest would be, I guess, on. I don't know if it had really anything to do with that. The cash for keys.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you mentioned before. There's really nothing wrong with knocking on the door and introducing yourself, right?
Yes, of course.
So I mean, it's always an option because I see here. We'll get into. I see a question about appraisals. So that's like a big thing. We can do exterior appraisals, but we would prefer if we can get into the property. And also if we can actually get into the property, know what we're up against, and we may not be able to give the best leverage if we're doing an exterior appraisal. So I mean,
So if somebody does come across this scenario where you need to do cash for keys, obviously, yes, use a document and don't give all the money up front. You want to give them some motivation money in the beginning, but then the rest of the money should be given after that person has moved out. If you guys have agreed to have the property broom swept, then that is also another thing you need to make sure they don't leave all their garbage there when they do leave. So make sure it is in writing, and then you can get it enforced much easier. That way, there's no misconceptions from either party thinking what their responsibilities may or may not be. But what Corey mentioned is actually absolutely true, that you want to talk to these people the sooner the better, because if you do need an appraisal for the loan, you want to make sure that you have that in the document as well, that they're going to give you access to these homes if you need to get in for an interior inspection. All right, our next question is, do you have any tips on how to determine the interior condition of the property if it's in decent shape? So Jim, I'll let you take that question, since you're driving these properties and you're finding out what condition they're in.
All right, now you get the same scenario with these properties. Most of them are occupied still. They're just going into foreclosure. The owners are still there, and you don't know how they're going to take it if you walk on the property. So you can knock on the doors and take a chance. Sometimes, they'll be understanding. They'll let you in. But in most cases, you're going to see the exterior of the property. If it's well maintained, you can guess at the inside, they're going to keep the inside well maintained. But you don't always know for sure. They can have a bad outside and have a good inside. But if the property's empty, it's still trespassing, but you maybe look through a window, you don't have access to the inside. But like Louis said, you can always try knocking on the door, and maybe they're understanding and let you in and get a look around.
Great. Our next question is for Corey. How can I get an appraisal on a sheriff's sale property? Any ideas?
As I mentioned, there's always the option to do an exterior appraisal. We try to avoid that at all costs if we can. So getting in there is kind of important. If there is a tenant in there and they're not digging their heels in and they're willing to work with you, that's even better. Kind of introduce yourself, and they may allow you to get an appraisal. That's always an option. And I don't know if I don't want to say anything like illegal as far as like if you probably shouldn't enter a house if you're not supposed to. So yeah, getting appraisals can be tough on sheriff's sale properties. But we go case by case scenario and see how we get inside the property.
Okay, great. All right, next question is there a way to find out the reserve on these properties? So for those of you who may be watching this and you don't know what a reserve is where the bank may want to start their bidding at, or what they would accept for a home if no one else bids against you. There's really no way of finding out what the reserve is going to be unless you go to that county early in the day and you maybe talk to the announcer. Maybe they can give you the heads up on what that information is going to be if they're allowed to. You can also call the foreclosure attorney, and they can give you the upset amount if you can get them on the phone, which is a very hard thing to do in its own. And then obviously, if you do some research on your own, you can go onto the sheriff's website and you can pull up all the properties that are going to foreclose that day, and you can see what the judgment amount is or what the upset amount is. And if that upset amount is less than what the property's worth, it's most likely going to go for that price. So if there's meat on that bone for you, then you should go there prepared to bid up to that amount or higher. So that's an easy way for you to find out what the reserve is going to be on the property. Next question is, how long after I win the bid at the auction will it take for me to get the deed? Well, this question is not going to be the same answer for all of the counties, because every county is different. In some counties, the deed will be ready for you to pick up, and in other counties, you'll have to wait a few weeks or a few months. So this is not a one answer fits all. So I'll let you take that question into more detail, Greg.
Yeah, you answered it pretty well. It varies county by county. A lot of times, especially on our end for cash and even mortgage deals, most of the time you're required to go down to the county and physically pick up the deed. And we usually send one of our guys down there with you with a certified check so you can pay for it. It does vary county to county. Some counties you actually have to call in advance and make sure that it's prepared, or let them know you're coming to pick it up, and they'll give you a date and time. Some counties only allow you to pick it up on certain days. So it really does depend on the county. It's usually really easy. What to do is call them. They'll give you a time frame to let you know when you can do it. And also really depends on whether or not you're paying cash or whether you're using a mortgage.
Cool. All right. Last question is there financing available for me to use for the 20% deposit required at the auction? So I think what the question is, Corey, I'll let you take it, is can you get the 20% finance somehow? Is that what I'm thinking they're asking here? So is there a way to finance that 20%, or does that 20% have to come from the individual themselves? I'll read that question back to you. Is there financing available for me to use for the 20% deposit required at the auction?
Well, so I just want to take a step back quick. When I say say anything legal, I just want to give bad advice in terms of the whole appraisal question. If we're lending on the property, just reach out to us. We'll try to figure out, obviously want to operate within the law. So to answer that question about the financing, typically with all hard money lenders, we're going to be the first and only lien position. So if you want to put a second lien behind us to finance at 20%, that would be totally separate from us. And we don't really allow that. So you're going to have to come up with the 20% somehow. I mean, there is financing out there for that, but it's kind of few and far between. Like I mentioned, typically hard money lenders, you want to be the first and only lien position. So that 20% deposit, you're going to have to most likely come up with. But to expand on that, we actually can lend at sheriff sales. So if you are able to put your 20% down, it's on a county by county basis. But we can typically, if they have to be prepared within 2 weeks, and we can close in 2 to 3 weeks, we can typically close within the 30 days that you need to come up with the rest of the deposit. So I think typically how it would go, right? The funds will be wired to title, and title will literally go down over check and pay the balance.
Yeah, and even if it takes a little bit longer, you're just pretty much paying a per diem interest rate past that date. Normally, it's not too bad, so it might cost you a couple extra dollars, so it does take a little bit longer, but it's not a deal breaker.
Sure. Now, I'm not sure if this person's question was answered. I don't think you care where the 20% comes from, right? As long as they have 20% into that property.
As long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal, yeah. I mean, the money can come from a family member.
Exactly.
It could be lent to them. It doesn't have to be money that they saved up on their own. As long as you as the lender, you're not into a property for more than a certain percentage, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, because with typical conventional loans, they want to source the funds.
Yes.
So they're going to want to know where you got it from.
Correct.
With us, it's not. We deal with investor swoops. So a perfect example is maybe we have a really seasoned investor. They may have like $3,000 in a checking account, but once they sell their property that they're currently flipping, next week they might have $220,000.
Correct. Yeah.
So we understand that the funds they're always moving around with investors for the most part. So yeah, to answer your question, we don't really have to source the funds.
Okay. So I think that was our last question. With that, can we sign out?
Yes, we just have a few updates we want to let everybody know of. Once again, I want to thank my panel for coming out and providing this quality information and education to our viewing audience. To let you know, stay abreast of all of our events and activities, auction.com/event calendar. You can also reach me directly, wsmith@auction.com. Once again, Louis and I are having our monthly lunch and learn. You can come here this Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. We'll be here with the leader of Fortune Title Company, Mr. Nick Timpanaro will be here, and we're going to go over everything related to the sheriff sale process with Luis and Nick, and everything you need to know about the title and getting a clear title. So please come. There is limited space available, and we look forward to seeing you at our next live event. Stay abreast of the calendar, let you know about the good marketing and educational programs we have. So with that said, I'll turn it back over to my panel, get their contact information, and we'll close this session.
Corey, can you just start with your information?
Yeah. Again, my name is Corey Anderson. I'm with First Equity Funding. We're down out of Wall Township, New Jersey. We lend in typically 40 states, mostly in the Northeast, and more specifically the tri-state area, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York. My personal contact, you can email me at canderson@fefunding.com, or you can, give me a call, 732-820-9854, or simply just go on our website if you want to browse around. Pretty much that.
Yeah, I'm Jim Tharp from Jersey Strong Construction. We're out of Greenbrook, New Jersey. Our contact is, my phone is 908-720-2674. Our email is jerseystrongco@aol.com. You can view our website, jerseystrongconstruction.com, or our Facebook page. We do everything from the basement to the roof.
Once again, Greg Petrowski, Fortune Title. If you guys have any questions, you can shoot me an email if I didn't answer your question 100%. It's Greg, G-R-E-G, at fortunereo.com. We also do full title insurance, like I said before. So if you are looking to get it insured after sale, you can give us a call. Or if you're looking for some information prior to the sale, we have an investor's report that we offer that's very affordable and will give you a good idea of what's going on with the title of the property.
Okay, I'm Louis Labor, once again, CEO and broker of record for Culture Estate. If you're interested in learning more about foreclosure properties, or you're interested in getting into real estate yourself as a real estate agent, you can visit us at culture.estate. That's our website, culture.estate, no .com, it's just culture.estate. Thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed our presentation today. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you. We're out.